Thank you, Dick. Did you all see the Trooping of the Colour today? Yes. Wasn't that fantastic? What an exercise in movement and precision. I was standing there waiting for somebody to do something wrong, and not one person put a foot at the step. It was absolutely fantastic. And I think that that tells you something about the organisation that they all belong to, and everything in an organisation that goes well comes from the top. And I think, you know, you cannot get a better example of leadership than Queen Elizabeth II. I'd just like to spend a few minutes, probably 2 or 3 minutes, telling you a little bit about what happened in her lifetime and in my lifetime, because throughout the entire lifetime that I've had, she has been my queen. I haven't known anybody else, and I guess that most of us here haven't either. When her father died in February 1952, Elizabeth was 25 years old, and she became Queen Regnant of 7 independent Commonwealth countries: the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Pakistan and Ceylon, as well as head of the Commonwealth. And today there are 54 countries in the Commonwealth, and tonight in the capital cities of all 54 countries there will light beacons. Elizabeth II has reigned as a constitutional monarch through major political changes such as the Troubles in Northern Ireland, devolution in the United Kingdom, the decolonisation of Africa, and the United Kingdom's accession to the European communities, and more recently, our withdrawal from the European Union. Her many historic visits and meetings include a state visit to the Republic of Ireland in 2011 and visits to or from 5 popes. All of this during a period of major technological and social change. In 1950, her governess, Marion Crawford, published a biography entitled The Little Princesses, and the book describes the Queen's orderliness and her attitude of responsibility. Winston Churchill described Elizabeth when she was 2 as a character. She has an air of authority and reflectiveness astonishing in an infant. Her cousin Margaret Rhodes described her as a jolly little girl, but fundamentally sensible and well behaved. No surprise then when in 1980, Canadian politicians sent to London to discuss the patriation of the Canadian Constitution found the Queen to be better informed than any of the British politicians or bureaucrats. Nothing much has changed in 42 years, I think. The Queen opened the 1975 or 76 Summer Olympics in Montreal. She also opened the 2012 Summer Olympics and Paralympics in London, making her the first head of state to open 2 Olympic Games in 2 countries. For the London Olympics, she played herself in a short film as part of the opening ceremony alongside Daniel Craig as James Bond. And on April the 4th, 2013, she received an honorary BAFTA for her patronage of the film industry, and at the awards ceremony was called the most memorable Bond girl yet. A little bit of statistics that's heavy going, but it's stuff that we should all know and remember. The Queen surpassed her great-great-grandmother, Queen Victoria, to become the longest living British monarch on the 21st of December 2007, and the longest reigning British monarch and longest reigning Queen Regnant and female head of state in the world in September 2015. She became the oldest current monarch after King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia died in January 2015 also, and she later became the longest reigning current monarch and the longest serving current head of state following the death of King Bhumibol of Thailand in 2016. She became the oldest current head of state on the resignation of Robert Mugabe in 2017, Also on February 2017, she became the first British monarch to commemorate a sapphire jubilee, and on the 20th of November, she was the first British monarch to celebrate a platinum wedding anniversary. We have different views about monarchy, I think, across the world. And it's interesting that in November 1999, a referendum in Australia on the future of the Australian monarchy favoured its retention in preference to an indirectly elected head of state. Many Republicans have credited Elizabeth's personal popularity with the survival of the monarchy in Australia. And Malcolm Turnbull, who led the Republican campaign then, described the Queen only last year not only as an extraordinary head of state, but he said that there are more Elizabethans than there are monarchists. Town Crier, in his proclamation, told us that platinum is the most noble of metals, more precious even than gold. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no one more precious than our Queen, and how fortunate we have all been to live our lives alongside someone who has been such a wonderful example to all of us. Thank you.
God save the Queen!
Richard for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!